One of my favourite virtues is humility. Ironically, it's often underrated. We tend to think about it as thinking less of ourselves. We imagine a ladder, perhaps, and our status on it, and we think that we need to take ourselves down a rung or two, think of ourselves as less. We might also think of humility as a passive virtue, sitting back, being quiet, acting in diffident ways. But I don't think that's quite right. I think it's a lot more interesting and complicated than that. There's a lot of research into this virtue of humility at the moment, and it gives us a few different ways that we might define it. One way of thinking about humility is as a low attachment to status. That sounds a little abstract, so let's put it in concrete terms. Imagine the CEO of a company. She's got a great title and people are impressed by that, but she's not very attached to others' opinions of her. She uses her title when it's useful, perhaps to convey how competent she is in her job or other attributes that she has. But she doesn't use her title to in social occasions or to get out of doing the washing up. She's not attached to her status, so she's quite humble. This attitude is perhaps related to another way we can think about humility, and that's as having an accurate sense of our strengths and weaknesses. So back to our CEO. She knows that she's good at financial planning and at strategy. She's happy to own those skills and she doesn't pretend she doesn't have them. But she's not so good at people management. She needs help there. That's not her strong suit. So she's happy to confess that as well and ask for help when she needs it. She doesn't pretend she doesn't have her strengths and she doesn't pretend that she doesn't have her weaknesses. And this brings us to another dimension of humility. That is recognizing our limitations. Once you've recognised that you've got strengths and weaknesses, you know that you need to depend on others. So our CEO surrounds herself with a team of competent people with skills that she doesn't have. She relies on their opinions and encourages them to make decisions alongside her. Included in that sense of limitations, she knows that her business skills don't extend outside the business sphere. She doesn't try to be a leader in her dance group, and she doesn't try to dominate in home maintenance. Those aren't her skills. She's happy to see others take the lead in those areas. So drawing on these three different definitions of humility, we can see that it could actually be a great attribute for a leader. It's not passive, it's active. It's about knowing your own value and attributing that to others. It could be a great skill for a leader to have.